Hey guys, it's time for the North London Derby. Finally, the international break is over. We've had to dwell with some really terrible games, but real football is back. I mean, the World Cup will be great, but it's time to focus on Arsenal once again. We've been doing so well, but I actually kind of think usually when you're doing well, you don't want it to stop. You want to keep on playing. But since we had a couple of injuries, I'm actually okay that we had an international break for the players to recover. And next up is the big one. You'd argue that the game we played against them last season, at the end of last season, was quite big. It was very big. It basically was for top four. And this is big as well. Obviously, last season was a bit bigger, but this season is big as well. We are first on the table. They're third on the table. If we beat them, we create a five, like a 5 point gap. But if they beat us, they do get go above us. Basically, they go above us, and Man City are playing against Man United, so you never know what is going to happen in that match. Man City could draw with Man United, and then all of a sudden Tottenham are top of the table. I think we are 1 point ahead of them. We'll be 4 points ahead of them if we do beat them. So which kind of lineup will Arteta go for in this one? Some players had injuries in the last game. Some of them are back. Some of them we are still not sure if they're going to be back. We might hear more about that as late as Friday, maybe before, like a day before the game. But hopefully, I think we have an idea of who is going to start this game. So let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at it. Let me know if you'd be happy this squad, or would you want some changes. So in goal, obviously, I do think Aaron Ramsdale starts. No doubt about that. Last season, this game against Tottenham at the Emirates, he played really, really well. He made some really incredible saves. I remember there was a shot from Lucas Moura. What a save from him. Aaron Ramsdale 100% starts for us. He didn't play for England. Nick Pope played the games, but Ramsdale is a very good goalkeeper. No doubt that he's going to go to the World Cup. They have a couple of good goalkeepers, Pope, Ramsdale, Pickford on his feet, and also Henderson, but I think Ramsdale will be there. He's been really, really good for us since signing. So 100% is there. It's not only there because of the shot stopping. Definitely it'll be needed to make some saves. I mean, Kane, Son, you do expect them to threaten the goal, and Richarlison these days is quite good, so you do expect Ramsdale to make some saves. But also in terms of his kicking, Ramsdale's kicking is very, very important. It could be the difference between us probably giving away the ball at the back, which he might do, and us attacking up front. The way he transitions very quickly to Martinelli or Saka, that will be very, very crucial as well. So Aaron Ramsdale starts in goal. At right back, I think this is quite easy. I mean, Tomiyasu is back fit now, but Ben White, I mean, he didn't play for England. He's fit. He's rested for 2 weeks now. And in this position this season, he's been quite good. Now, in a game against Tottenham, where you'll have the likes of Son running on that side, he needs someone to really mark them like out of the game. He did that against Zaha and those kind of players. So I'm hopeful that he can do the same against Son this season. And the moment you mark out Son and Kane from the game, you basically get the win. So Ben White plays on the right side. Still don't know why he wasn't picked for England, but probably one of our best players this season as well. I think he's very underrated. I think if you hear people talking about Ben White, 50 million, blah, 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 all that, that's just crap. I mean, Ben White is a very, very good defender. And not only that, just like Ramsdale, the passing ability and all that, very crucial in what we are trying to do. Centre backs, again, I think it's quite easy. Saliba played for France during the international break. I think he will be in the World Cup squad. Really, really happy to have him back at Arsenal. If you're to rate, or I think he's been nominated for the Player of the Month, but Jacques, I'm guaranteed is going to win that anyway. Saliba this season, like the games against Crystal Palace and games like that, he was totaling up to 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. I think he's put up 3 performances above 9 out of 10 this season, which is quite good for a new player who just joined us. Yes, he joined us 3 years ago, but first time in the Premier League for us. Very, very good. Definitely starts. And next to him, Gabriel, he's had a couple of shaky performances, but we know his qualities and he's on top of his game. So Gabriel starts next to Saliba. And the more they play together with Ramsdale and Ben White and the left backs, the more they understand each other and the more they become very, very solid at the back. So Gabriel definitely starts for me. They're going to be up against Kane, Gabriel, and Saliba, so they're going to be needed to be at the top of their game. And they're not only that as well. These guys are massive threats in terms of going forward. Gabriel this season has already scored. Saliba has already scored a couple. Saliba has already assisted. Last season, Gabriel scored 5 goals, so that is quite good to see that our defenders can help up front as well. So Gabriel next to Saliba, and then left back is quite it's different. It's you can't really predict who's going to start at left back. Zinchenko's injured for the Brentford game. He also missed I think it was Fulham Aston Villa game, and then he came back, and then he missed another one against Brentford last time. And Tierney has been playing okay, but himself, he went off injured in the Scotland game, and he missed the game against Ukraine recently. So he played in the first game for Scotland. He got injured, like he's not that serious, but he was hit in the head and he got subbed off. And the second game he didn't play. So if Tierney had not been hit in the head and he played in the second game, I think Arteta would go for him in this game. But since he didn't play the second game and Zinchenko has been back home and training for the last couple of weeks, I think Zinchenko will play at left back. So let's put him there. And really don't mind who starts, but obviously Zinchenko has been quite good for us again this season. And then on that side, he'll be up against either Kulusevski or Richarlison. He'll be needed to do a lot as well. So that is the back four that I'm expecting in terms of how it's going to look like. Something like this. So Ramsdale in goal, Zinchenko at left back, Gabriel, Saliba, and Ben White. So that is how the defense will probably look like. And then midfield time. Now, Partey got injured in the Ghana game, or before even the Ghana game started, he got injured in the warm-up, but he came back to Arsenal, didn't feature in the second game for Ghana. He has been training this week, so I think he'll definitely be needed in this game, and I think he'll definitely be there. This kind of players, Partey, in a game against Tottenham and Liverpool, you need them to be there. Because if Partey's not there, then we're having to move things around or play Lokonga, and some people are not sure about him. Is he really the guy to play in the North London derby? I'm not sure about that, but Thomas Partey definitely is. So let's hope he will be fit for this one. So let's put him there 100%, starting in midfield, Thomas Partey. So again, very, very important in terms of defending the back four or the center backs, and also in transitional play. Like when he gets the ball from Gabriel, Saliba, Ben White, Zinchenko, he's the one who's going to be pushing it forward to the other central midfielders, to the wingers, and to the forward players. And he's not afraid to take a shot as well. He can help in that as well. So Partey starts there. And then the player of the month has not been awarded yet, but the birthday boy from yesterday, Granit Xhaka, I think he'll get that award, and much deservedly so. He was part of the team for Switzerland that beat Spain. He's been on very, very good form. He's one of the reasons why they won that game. And for Arsenal, he's been quite exceptional. It's almost like we're not watching Granit Xhaka. It's almost like we're watching the Granit Xhaka that we bought for 35 million back in 2016. That's the kind of Granit Xhaka we are seeing. He's getting forward, he's scoring goals, he's assisting, he's not picking up silly yellow cards and silly red cards. That is the Xhaka we want to see. He's even captaining the team without hesitation. Last time I remember, there's a time he was being given the captaincy and he's like, nah, let's give it to Tierney or Lacazette. These days is not even he gets the captaincy right away. No one really complains. So Granit Xhaka starts there. And then next to them, the fit Odegaard. Finally, he's back. I mean, you can argue that Fabio Vieira deserves to start, but North London derby, Odegaard has played in like 3 or 4 of them already. Definitely, he even scored against them when he was at Arsenal on loan. I think the season before last, he scored against Tottenham at home, and he always does great. Last season when he played Tottenham at the Emirates, Aubameyang, Smith Rowe, Saka, and Odegaard were absolutely unplayable. Like, we tore them apart within the first 20 minutes, and Odegaard was one of the reasons why we did great in that game. The way he was opening up spaces in the middle, like passing the ball to Saka, to Smith Rowe, to Aubameyang, he was very, very good. So Odegaard starts in midfield. So the usual midfield, and then that also gives us depth on the bench with other players. And then so this is how it looks like. Xhaka, Partey, definitely the captain, Odegaard. Next up, Bukayo Saka, 100%. Right winger is definitely going to be Bukayo Saka. England, in the first game for England during the international break, he was being played as a left wing back, and he was basically out of the game completely now. That is a position he can play. Obviously, he did play the left back for us for a season or something. He did great in that. And sometimes when you're going attacking, we actually usually push Martinelli or Saka to the left back position and then bring on Smith Rowe, someone else up front, Fabio. I think we saw that against Man United. And there's another time Saka was taken to left back again. I don't know if it was this season or during the pre-season, but he can play. But at right winger, that's where you get Bukayo Saka at the top of his game. He's been playing there for a couple of seasons now. He's gotten used to the position. I think that is the position he's going to be playing playing mostly in his career and even for England at the World Cup. So Bukayo Saka 100%. I think he's one of the guys that will help us win this game as well, up against the left back, at Tottenham, when Perisic goes forward, left wing back, and then the likes of Davis behind there. I would fancy Saka to get the best of them. So Saka starts, and then at left wing, definitely Gabriel Martinelli, another player who was rested during the international break. None of the Brazilians were picked. I still don't know why. I don't know if it's because they have so many players that the Arsenal players are not good enough, or is it because they do ask them not to pick any of them? I don't know, because surely Gabriel Jesus would make it. Martinelli, I do understand they have Vinicius, Neymar, all those players playing in that position, but for Gabriel Jesus, surely I don't think they'll pick Firmino, who's been injured for like 10 months out of the last 12, to leave Jesus back home. But I think he will go to the World Cup. Martinelli, Gabriel, still not sure, so let's wait and see. But Martinelli, if you're to rank the top 3 best players for Arsenal this season, I think Martinelli will definitely be there alongside Saliba. He's been really, really good. Scored the winning goal against Aston Villa. He was quite good as well against Leicester. In the first game against Crystal Palace, he was good as well. So Gabriel Martinelli, even if the goal wasn't disallowed against Man United, would have been 1-0 up in the first 10 minutes, and that was a Gabriel Martinelli goal as well. So they start there. And then up front, none other than Gabriel Jesus. Now, there is a slight problem with this one. Yes, we definitely need him for this game, but he is on 4 yellow cards. He's been picking up a lot of yellow cards. He does go into a lot of battles. Like I saw a comparison with him and Kane. Like he's been involved in like 60-something duels, like fighting for the ball with the opposition player on the ground or in the air, whatever. The duels more than 60, and for Kane it's less than 30. So Jesus gets involved in a lot of those tussles in midfield, up front. He comes back to defense and tries to take the ball from the opponent. He never stays down in one position, stays in one position at all. So that is why he gets involved in a lot of bookings. So he's on 4. So if he gets a yellow card in this game, he misses the Liverpool match. So he needs to be very, very careful. Even if he picks up a yellow card in the Liverpool game, that's fine. He can miss the Leeds game and you can go for Nketiah. But if he does pick up a yellow card, then Nketiah will be needed for the Liverpool game against the likes of Van Dijk. So that is another thing. So that is a squad I'm expecting Arteta to go for. Let's go through it again. I will come to the bench right now, but in terms of the starting 11, Ramsdale, Zinchenko, Gabriel, Saliba, Ben White, a midfield of Partey, Xhaka, Odegaard, and then a front line of Saka, Jesus, and Martinelli. Zinchenko, slight doubt. Tierney might start. The rest, I think they'll all start. So let's see what happens. So in terms of the bench, Cedric is back. A couple of players are back, like Odegaard is back himself, so he gets into the starting lineup. So a couple of players not dropped to the bench, just moving to the bench, let's say, because I don't think Fabio Vieira was dropped. He played really well in the last game. So on the bench, Turner, Tierney, Tomiyasu, Cedric, and Holding. Enough fullbacks there to come on for Zinchenko in the second half. Cedric might, I think mostly Tomiyasu and Tierney. I don't think Cedric will be needed here. Holding, obviously, last time we played Tottenham, he was absolutely terrible. He picked up a red card and probably cost us that game. But in this one, if we need a back 5 in the last 10 minutes, he comes on. And then Lokonga in midfield just to come on for Partey just in case. And then Fabio Vieira, midfield cover there, and then Marquinhos and Nketiah. I really, really would wish Smith Rowe comes back very soon. When Smith Rowe comes back into this team, all of a sudden the bench looks better. Like if you add Smith Rowe on that bench, things are looking even more better than when El Neni comes back as well. So that is the lineup I'm expecting Arteta to go for. And there could be changes, as I said, but let me know a prediction for the match. I am going to go for a tight one. Now, we usually have a very good record against Tottenham at home. They've never beaten us at the Emirates in the Premier League, and they've only beaten us once at the Emirates. I think it was in the Carling Cup, like in 2014 or something like that. But in the Premier League, we always have some big results against them: 5-2s, 4-2s. 3-0, like there's been a lot of those. And even last season, we thumped them within the first 20 minutes. We are 3 goals up. So in this one, I am going to go for a tight one, though. This time, Arsenal 2, Tottenham 1. And I'll take any win, by the way. Like if we can get to 21 points, win this game, and try and pick up even a point against Liverpool. After that, it's Leeds, Southampton, Nottingham Forest. The unthinkable could happen. You could be on like 30 points by the end of October, something that we've never really seen Arsenal doing. So 2-1 is my prediction. Saka and Jesus to score. Let me know your prediction for the match. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you on the next one.